Writing a solid, effective paragraph is a skill that every writer has to master, and it can really be as simple as following a very basic recipe, and that's what we're going to do today. For P.I.E paragraphs, P.I.E. It's a recipe for success in developing your paragraphs. And there are 4 simple ingredients in this recipe. Number 1 is your point. You need to introduce your point in your topic sentence. And then you have transitions. You transition to an illustration, which is what you use to support your point. It's the evidence, the fact, quote, example that you use to show or illustrate your point. And you transition again to an explanation of how that illustration proves, shows, or connects to your point. Those are the ingredients. So the first ingredient is your point, or your purpose or position that you're writing about. And you introduce that in your topic sentence in a very general way, not with a specific point or specific example, but something in a general way. Then you use an illustration, which is your evidence, your support material that shows your point. And those support materials or illustrations or evidence can be personal experiences, quotes, facts, extended examples or lists of examples, sayings, comparisons, contrasts. There's a treasure chest of different types of support material that you can use to show what it is you're telling. And then you explain how that illustration proves or shows or connects to that point, because that's the point of a paragraph. You have something you're talking about, you tell it, you show it, and you prove that point. And we always need to remember to help our reader along by using transitions between each of those, because transitions help your reader understand where you're going. If you're changing to a different direction or adding something new, or maybe you're continuing on and you just want them to know, hey, hang in here with me. Give them a cue, a transition, to help them understand that. So here is a sample of the P.I.E paragraph in the recipe in a whole paragraph, where you introduce your point or purpose or position in a general way. For example is a way you could use a transition, and then you use your illustration. This shows, there's another transition, for you to explain how the illustration proves, and you do that in 1 to 3 sentences. Additionally, there's another transition, and you use another illustration. This means, and then again, transition to your explanation. If you have to use another illustration to prove your point, you could say something like, furthermore, and use your third illustration. One can see how there's another transition that you could use to summarize and explain how all of those illustrations prove your point.